Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany, for those of you guys who don't know, and today's message is actually going to be titled, Do Not Go Back to That Ex. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get somebody else to do it, because no, okay? It is very important to just realize and remember that if God had to deliver you out of a relationship, like you needed to be delivered from that relationship, God had to show you things. He had to reveal secrets, reveal hidden things for you to get out of the relationship. And once you get out of this relationship, another thing that you guys have to remember is that you begin to have peace. You start to glow up. You start to go in a whole different direction. You're comfortable and content with what God showed you and how he delivered you out. You want to leave this person alone. And then what you have to realize is that they see all of that, right? And so a lot of the times, you know, the man will go on or the woman will go on and do whatever it is that they want to do. And then they see you being placed on the mountain. How you place the light is meant to be, you know, on top of the table, not under the table, for everybody to see, everybody in the house to see, on the mountain for everybody to see. You don't hide the light, okay? And so once other people begin to see your light, I'm sorry, this shirt just getting on my nerves, but once everybody begins to see your light, so does that ex will begin to see your light. And not only will they see it, they sometimes have recollection if you're going to move on and get a good person, if you're going to move on and go into kingdom marriage, or if there's too much talk or you just looking too good. And sometimes they even just go based off you getting a lot of likes on your pictures now, which is very, you know, very shallow things. But to them, that says that you're getting attention. Other people are noticing you. That means that you have the potential to go and find somebody better than them. And a lot of the times, that is the reason that they come back. It's not necessarily because they want the relationship, but they don't want to look like a fool when they good thing that actually glows up and go do something different, actually go and be in a relationship with somebody else. And so what do? They come back. And they come back and tell you everything that you want to hear. Some things you may not even want to hear, but they come back to tell you everything. They come back and try to make this relationship right. They'll come back and tell you all the things that you have been wanting to hear for years. Now they can somehow change it. Now they're going to go talk to the lady and see the lady, and they're going to get a job. And they just realize nobody else is for them. You was right about their family. All of these different things that they're saying. But for some reason, and it's because of the discernment and because you have the Holy Spirit, if you are a believer, you just know that something is not right. They can't get right. And how do you know something is not right? When you try to address the direct issues with this person is going to deflect. This person is not going to take accountability or responsibility for their actions. They're just going to come and expect everything to be right. Maybe you guys have history or whatever that looks like for them, but they're going to expect you to still be their home and them to be able to come back and just pick up where they left off. After they've been out doing God knows what with God knows who, they want to come back to their home, and they consider you their home, right? Why do they consider you their home? They know that when they was with you, they was able to advance. They know that when they was with you, they was able to level up. They know that you're a good person. They know all of these things, and the enemy has tricked them out of their spot. So what they do is they go looking for rest. And the Bible says there is no rest for the wicked. So they go and they do you wrong because maybe the enemy showed them something that could potentially be better out there. They go pursue that. And even if physically to that time, in the times, if physically this person looks better or this person is presenting a better opportunity or whatever the case is, and they go over there, then they realize, oh, this is fake grass, right? This grass don't grow. This is all fake. This is internet stuff. Like, this person can't help me elevate it. This person cannot help me get to the next level. This person don't even really care about me for real. Like, I'm doing everything for her. I'm paying all her bills. she over here using me like a fool, but yet maybe to me, to the man, she may look better, or she may have something that he wants. But once he gets over there, he realized very quickly things aren't the same. He had it good at home. He had it good with his family. He had it good with somebody that was helping him grow, building him up. They were coming up together. He had all of these things good over here where it was real grass. So a lot of the times they get out here, again, doing God knows what, with God knows who. They get out here and get played, get friend zoned, get used, get everything that they deserve for half of the time. Most of the things that they have put you through, they get to go outside and experience that. So once they realize, oh, it ain't really nothing out here, and then they see their friends that are in relationships and their family members that are getting married, then they go and say, oh, I got an idea. I can go back home. And God gave me a scripture reference in Matthew 12:43, where it talks about, and it's actually quite interesting that he used this as a reference, how the unclean spirit, because this is talking about when you clean up the house, which is your body, and you dedicate yourself to Christ, you become a believer, you cast out all of these things. Maybe you go through a deliverance and you cast out all of these spirits. And so these spirits have to go do something. So they roam the earth in the dry places, and then once the unclean spirits is which the Bible calls them, is Matthew 12:43. Once these unclean spirits, they go seek in dry places. Once they can't find anywhere else to go because they need a host, they feel like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just go back home. How do they get back home? You have to open the door. You have to create the opportunity for them to get back home. So you have to go, after your deliverance, go back into the world, maybe backslide and start sinning again and start going back into these things. And then the person is left worse off than they was before, because this enemy get to come and bring his friends and his cousin. They like, come on. It's the door open. Come on, everybody come in here. Now the person is worse off than it was when they started. This is no different. So some of you guys, if you think that this is your word, you need to get in the presence of God and ask God to reveal this man or this woman to you as they are in the spirit. How is it that God sees them so that you can stand the test of time? You can get ahead of this thing. Because what happens is, if you take this person at their word and God knows that they not for you, you're going to be worse off than it was when he delivered you the first time, okay? And then God gave me a message. He said, God has given you an out and deliverance to leave that relationship. And God is saying, I opened the door, I brought you clarity, I exposed them, and I brought you peace. To allow them back brings the opposite. Closed doors, confusion, more secrets, and chaos. That is actually a warning if you know that this is your word, okay? And so, again, they go out and search and see if they can find another place, but then they look for a door to get back in. So the minute that you start entertaining this person, that is the door for this person and all they demons to come back, right back with you and sit with you, knowing that they ain't gonna get right. They can't get right, but they want to come and stall you out because they see your potential. They see that you would be a good woman for somebody else, even if they can't get right. They just can't get right. Maybe they need to go off and find a person that's just like them, right? A person that don't care, a person that do whatever, all of this stuff. There's no loyalty, this, and this. That is probably what they need. But if there's a door open, they're going to come back to where they consider home. And when they do, by you being disobedient, this is what they do to you. They bring more problems to you. Now where it was clear and you were forward focused and you were headed in the right direction in Christ, they see this and they come, you begin to backslide, you begin to regress, go back, and all of these things where you were actually moving forward, you become stagnant, doors begin to close, you now more confused, because a lot of the times, men especially, they just have the gift of gab. They'll come and tell you everything. And maybe somebody knows that I'm not supposed to be with this person. God told me to leave this person alone. But maybe you have that thought because y'all have kids together, or y'all have history, or you've been with this person for so long, or maybe you've been single for so long that maybe you even gave it a thought. God is saying, don't even give it a thought. Don't even entertain it, because that's a door. Okay, and all you got to do is leave the door cracked, and then the snakes will try to slither in there if the door is even cracked. Okay, So that's why you have to be taking these people back to God to see how it is that God feels about them. Are they people that are worthy to be in your life? Because if God is saying cut them off, there's a reason. And if you want to be in a relationship and God is telling you to cut them off, when he gives you a relationship, it's going to be better than that last relationship. God is a good gift giver. Just like you give your kids good gifts, God desires to give us good gifts as well. So if we go chasing these things where God said to let it go, it comes with repercussion. And as long as you guys know that and you're okay with that, it kind of is what it is. You'll find yourself in this Ferris wheel, doing these turn of events, going through this over and over and over every year, because if you don't learn the lesson is going to keep showing up. Okay, without a doubt. Okay, they want in, and your final position will be worse off than before. This means they're gonna come in, and initially it's gonna be all good. They're gonna buy you flowers if you said, oh, you know what, we broke up because you didn't buy me flowers. You didn't buy me flowers. Okay, they're gonna come with flowers. If you didn't take me on trips, I always wanted to go to this place. I wanted to go to this fancy restaurant, and you would always say we don't have no money. Now today they want to take you to a 5-star restaurant. It's going to start off good, but I promise you how it works in the end, especially when you ask the necessary questions and you know this person cannot change. They're gonna come in and do you worse than they did before. So if they was lying, cheating, stealing, and out here and doing whatever in the beginning, they're gonna come back and do some more of that. All it takes is time. This is why you gotta be patient, because when you're hasty and make decisions and you automatically let people back into your life, this says, okay, I got a door open. I can go over there. I can go back to my home. Me and all my stuff. I ain't got to clean up. I'm just going to bring the stuff with me and I can just go back to my home because they consider you their home. Okay? But again, the person will come and the person is going to do worse than they did before. That's who this message is for. You've already asked God. God has already delivered you. God has already told you, you know what? I got kingdom marriage in mind for you. God has already shown you a relationship. God may have shown you a person. God may have told you, hey, you're going to spend a season single. But then in this next season, if you go where I tell you to go and do what I'm telling you to do, you're going to get married. You're going to find your person. Trust and believe. People can sense this. They can sense this. They can pick this up in the spirit. A lot of the times, if people that are physically dumb, or ignorant. Let me say ignorant because I don't like saying dumb. But people that are physically ignorant, which means to ignore, they have this spiritual maturity to know when something is about to happen for you. So it's going to look good coming back to you because they're going to make it look as good as it needs to look. You have to think, if a person, especially like a narcissistic type of person, they have to come in and give you everything good up front before the mask fall off. So you'll think like, oh, okay, maybe they changed. But after a couple of rounds of that, sometimes God will just pull you out and say, no, they're not going to change. This is who they are. So what they can do is they can give you a mask. They can give you a false impression, and they can keep on coming back, and they can keep on doing it. And because we have free will, God will allow it to happen because you're not taking heed to his warning. So he'll allow it to keep happening. And again, you're just going in circles until you want out. You're just going to be going in circles with this relationship. This relationship may never lead to marriage, or if this bad relationship ends up in marriage, it's not going to get better with marriage. God is trying to give you a way out now before you marry a counterfeit, to say, hey, no, that's not of me. My hands are not on that. This person is their own God. I can't do anything with them. Maybe you need to wash your hands with them and come back to me so I can show you what it is that I have for you, because I don't have any tricks or any schemes for you. Okay? So spiritually, ask God how it is that he sees this person in the spirit. This is something that is very important. This is probably something that is going on now. A lot of the exes are trying to just squirm their way back. If there's any peep of a door that is open, they are testing to see if, let me see if I can put my toe in there. Let me see if she'll just answer the call. Let me just see if she don't want to talk about the kids today, but maybe talk about a date. Yeah, it's just a joke. But they're looking for a door. They're looking for a door, and it doesn't have to be fully open. It can be cracked. And once the door is cracked, they'll just keep chiseling at it. They'll just keep working at it till they find their way in, because they consider you their home. They know where peace is at. They know where love is at. They know where joy is at. They know where favor is at. They know where blessings is at. They know. That's why they consider this their home. They know. They know. They know. They know where the goodness of God is at. At one point, they get blinded and they go out here and they try to compare everything to you. They don't even realize they doing this majority of the time. They go out and they see other people and they like, yeah, she cool, or yeah, she bad, as in, you know, looking good or whatever. But this person ain't got my back like my girl did. Like, this person ain't doing the things like my girl did. And I just want to go back home. But in a sense, there's nothing wrong with that. If a person want to go back home and make their relationship work, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you know ultimately that you're going back home with this girl, or he's coming back home to you and he's not going to change, he's still going to step out. He's still not going to come home from work. He's still going to have these secrets. He's still going to be hiding his phone. He's still going to be doing all of these things. When he come back, the more he get comfortable, the more things are going to come back. Cut it off. It's only going to get worse. You're their comfortable space. This person just finds comfort, peace, and safety with you. But if they're not giving you these same things, then the relationship is one-sided. And everything that's one-sided got to go in this season. It got to go. So a lot of you guys need to be getting in the presence of God, because y'all about to get some messages, some phone calls, some emails, some cash apps, and it ain't nothing but sweet nothings, okay? Because these people, these exes, they see what you're getting ready to come into, and they want a part of it, because again, they know where the glory of God resides. And it ain't out here on everybody. It's not, because some people don't receive it. They reject it. Some people have their own things that they're into or whatever, and they get out there and get a taste of that and see that, oh, this person is not going to have my back. Oh, it's people out here that's not really like that. That's not really for you. This person not going to help me start no business or help me with my purpose or anything like that. This is just a good time. But after a while, it's only so much good time you can have when you're going backwards. Okay? And when that unclean spirit say, I'm going to go back home to my home where I know it's good. You got to shut the door. Don't let that just be a trampling ground for people and their unclean stuff. No. Get in the presence of God and say, God, do you want them to come back? Because one thing about it, the enemy uses relationships. That's the main thing that the enemy uses against God's people. Relationships, friendships, and family relationships is what the enemy uses. And let me tell you another thing. God moves very quickly when you ask, is this person for me? Should I let them back in my life? Where should I go from here? Should I just keep this door closed? When you pray about that, God is going to respond fairly quickly. I don't know what quick look like for y'all, but sometimes within 30 minutes, I get an answer. So God responds very quickly about relationships, because God knows that the enemy uses relationships, and the wrong relationship can get you off of purpose. It can get you away from God. It can have you backsliding. Now you got all the fruits of the enemy: depression, anxiety, like you don't know why. You just scared to get on the plane. So you can't even go and visit your favorite city that you once wanted to go to see, because now you have this fear that is not of God, to where you can't even go anywhere. And all of these other things, them unclean things start to get onto you. So it's very important that we run in people by God, not just let anybody. We don't have no revolving door. It's not a swinging door. It's an elevator, if anything. And once it goes up, okay, the wrong people, if you ain't on when it's at the low, once it goes up, it's that much more harder to get on the elevator. How many of y'all know that if you on the 3rd floor and the elevator is on the 5th floor, you can't get on it? You ain't going to be able to. This the same concept. And they just trying to crowd in the elevator. They got a toe in the door of the elevator because they know you're going up. They know God going to send you your person. They looking at the elevator. They running up the stairs. They doing everything. Believe you me, they doing everything. But when the person starts exposing these red flags, just run it by God. God's going to clear it up fairly quickly, because he don't want you to be ensnared by the enemy. He's going to clear this up rather quickly, okay? And I think that's it, right? This person want to come and delay your good things. They want to delay your good deeds, delay your purpose, delay your person. Again, these things are spiritually. You don't have to be smart to know that somebody's in their season. You don't have to be smart, physically smart to know that God is getting ready to bless somebody. God is getting ready to send somebody their person. When somebody puts the light on the mountain and it's shining and everybody can see, this person will begin to have access to different people. So maybe this person that you used to date is a different caliber of person for you to get into kingdom marriage, which means you got to let that person go. You got to boss up. And once you boss up, you meet your person that's also bossed up. But you cannot meet them if you still entertaining this mess. You're not going to meet them. But when you boss up, you're going to meet that person that's bossed up. And it's not going to be good, right? Because this same enemy that you close the door to and you're no longer going to let them in, they will start trying to do things to attack your further relationships, even from the outside, because they get mad. The enemy do not like to be pushed off. The enemy do not like to be rejected. The enemy does not like that. And this is a spiritual thing. Not to say that your ex is an enemy, but spiritually, your ex could be an enemy. Why? Because it takes you off of purpose. It comes after, it attacks you things of your mind. It comes after the fruits of the spirit. It destroys your light. And these people can get around you, get full of your light, puff themselves up, and then they leave puffed up and you leave drained with nothing. That's what these energy vampire type of people will do. And guess what? If you feel peace and you feel free and you flowing and you sleeping good at night, and this person knows that, then they get out there and they get out there with their darkness and all their stuff, their unclean stuff. They're going to want to come back and get more peace, more joy, but they're going to be draining it from you. So this is something that you actually have to keep in mind, because they're going to be coming back to you to get more peace, more love, more joy, more happiness, more goodness, all of these things, right? They're going to come in and get all of these things, but they're going to be draining them from you, which means you're going to get, in exchange, more anxiety, more depression, more chaos, more confusion, and all of these things. It's not even worth it not to run these people by God. They think they slick. They know what they're doing. They think they slick. But run all these people by God, okay? Because a lot of you guys are going into a kingdom marriage season. God is bossing y'all up. You're sitting on top of the mountain, shining your light for the whole world, and everybody see it, including their ex. Run these people by God. This person is getting ready to come in with some lies. This probably has already started happening, where this person want to come in with some lies, feed you with a whole bunch of, with a little bit of truth and a little bit of lies. And this person does not plan on changing. In fact, this person may even be incapable of changing. So please take this as a prophetic warning to run these people by God before you let people back in your life in this season, because you're going places. God intends for you to go places, and these people see that, they sense that, and they know that. So you have to be very careful about the relationships, friendships, relationships, and all that you are allowing in your life, as God is elevating you and taking a lot of you guys to your promised land. Everything can't go. And the more you run in a circle and entertain this, the further away from the promises of God you'll find yourself being, okay? So in the spirit, that's an enemy. So run these people by God. Pray about everybody. That's the message, y'all. Bye for now.